Good morning. I do co-chair the Stewardship Committee, and since we're kind of opening the stewardship period, I wanted to tell you quickly who is on the committee. Carol Ezrati is the co-chair, Sue Kepton, Don McElravy, Eric Mellum, and Eric Rausch. Pastor Matt works closely with the Stewardship Committee, and of course, like lots of other committees and lots of people in this church, we can say, what would we do without Gretchen Rausch? Because all of the beautiful graphics and the things that you will see coming during the stewardship campaign are because of her talent and her work. So, I think that you could probably be sitting in the pew thinking, oh yeah, it's springtime, we have to have a pledge campaign. It sounds just kind of pretty perfunctory, like, okay, it's Sunday, we'll have a pledge campaign. And sometimes it feels that way to the committee. About February, Carol and I kind of open our eyes and say, oh, spring's coming up, we should get together and talk about the pledge campaign. So we email the committee and Pastor Matt, and we come together and we set the schedule. We determine how far away it should be from Easter or how close to something else. So it can feel really perfunctory, but it also can be a time of discernment, a time when we really think about and value what we have here. And so I'd ask you in the next couple of weeks to be discerning about what your pledge will be. Now, as you know, the pledges of you are what fund our operations. We've discovered in our discussions this year particularly that we haven't kept up with where we want staff salaries to be. It's understandable. We had a pandemic, all those kind of things, but of course, we wouldn't have gotten through the pandemic without our staff. So that's one of the things that I think you'll be hearing about when you go to the forum next week, and Pastor Matt has promised excitement. So, so it doesn't have to be so perfunctory. But another reason to think about and what you want to pledge is for the Finance Committee, who will meet, and you will hear from some of them at the forum next week about how they put the budget together for the things we want to do in the next year. And so it'll be a good time to get your questions answered next week at the forum. And so then I'd like you to look ahead to May 19th, which is Pledge Sunday. We used to not have options. We could walk up and we could drop our pledge in the plate up here. Well, we're still going to do that, but you do have options. You can bring it up to the plate. You can use the QR code. You can go online to Grace PA. But I hope you will join me in these next couple of weeks in thinking about what it is we want to do here at Grace, our mission, and what that means for us as we fund those things we want to do. And then on the 19th, say this is what I or we want to do. Thank you very much.